Hi, my name is Brian Lee, and today I'll be showing off how to find the absolute value of complex numbers. So, when it comes to finding the absolute value of complex numbers, there are two ways of finding how to. There's a visual way and there's a mathematical way. The visual way, as shown here on the left, is a graph with the x axis being the real plane and the y axis as the imaginary plane. And when it comes to mathematical, the formula or little equation for it is if z is equal to a plus minus b times I, then the absolute value of z is equal to the square root of a plus minus b squared. And we'll just use the equation, say 3 minus 3i. So first I'll show off the visual way, which is the graphing way. So if we're given 3 minus 3i. On the real plane, we're given the physical real number of 3 and the imaginary number of negative 3. The literal definition of absolute value is how far away a digit is from 0. So looking at the graph here, we have 3, negative 3 plotted, and the absolute value being this distance, or yeah, this distance away from 0, 0, which is the center. So it looked a little something like this. We just draw a line down, and then we finish it off. Since we're trying to find the imaginary side, we finish off the right triangle this way rather than going up to the x-axis because we already have the x value, which is just 3. So now do it like this. Now we have set up a right triangle, this being down as negative 3 and this being set it up as regular positive 3. Now all we have to do is just find the hypotenuse, which is the absolute value of 3 minus 3i. So now to set up in an equation, simple. Negative 3 squared plus positive 3 squared is equal to this absolute value of 3 minus 3i. Now we'll just answer it out. Negative 3 squared is 9 plus positive 3 squared, which is 9, equal to 18, equal to absolute value of 3 minus 3i squared. But there's still a square here, and we don't want it, so we'll square root it out. This cancels out, and the final answer is the square root of 18, or the radical of 18 is equal to the absolute value of 3 minus 3i. So now that I've gone over the graphing version, let's look at it mathematically. Like I said earlier, z is equal to a plus or minus b times I. Then the absolute value of z would be equal to the square root of a plus minus b squared. So as seen here, we'll just simply bring this out over. We have the radical of 3, the radical of 3 squared, subtracted by 3 squared again, which is just 9, 9, 18 under radical, and boom, there you go. Absolute value of z in this case is radical 18.